Markets week ahead, Nasdaq 100, S&P 500, US dollar, British pound, euro, gold. Global market wrap and look ahead. The US dollar resumed its move lower post FOMC. US indices continue to grind higher. A constant flow of high-importance economic data and events coming up. This week's economic calendar is packed full of a wide range of market-moving economic releases that will help position the market ahead of the mid-December slew of global monetary policy decisions. Coming up, amongst others, we have German inflation and jobs, Canadian and Swiss Q3 GDP numbers, Euro area inflation, speeches by Fed Chair Jerome Powell and the Bank of Japan's Kuroda, Canadian employment, and the closely watched U.S. core PCE, and the non-farm payroll release. Last week's holiday-shortened market was dominated by further US dollar weakness after the FOMC minutes revealed that a majority of members thought that a slowing in the pace of rate increases may be appropriate. Just a nod by the Fed that it may be taking its foot off the accelerator sent the US dollar lower and gave a range of risk markets a push higher. The market is now expecting a 50 basis point rate hike at the mid-December FOMC meeting. Fundamental forecasts for WC November 28, 2022. Serious market events ahead for S&P 500, FTSE 100, DAX and Nikkei. Liquidity will return next week to a market that has seen both a seasonal and structural suppression of volatility. While we are heading into the year-end holiday-strewn period which typically amplifies expectations for a tapering off of activity and participation, there is no guarantee that quiet will prevail. Pound fundamental forecast: retailers hope for booster Black Friday sales. UK retailers are hoping that Black Friday shopping will boost spending ahead of the festive season, during one of the worst cost of living crises the UK has seen in years. Australian dollar outlook: a sinking US dollar floats all boats. The Australian dollar surged toward a two-month high at the end of last week as the US dollar collapsed on the market perception of a change in Federal Reserve policy. US dollar outlook: will heavyweight data stem the US dollar's ongoing decline? The US dollar is continuing to fade lower in anticipation of a slightly less hawkish Fed outlook. The US dollar had been a one-way trade for most of 2022, before the recent turnaround. The DXY has fallen 8% from late September. Euro week ahead: Euro to US dollar heading for best month since 2010. Eyes on Eurozone CPI. The euro is likely heading for its best month since September 2010 as the markets focus on relativity between the Fed and ECB. Euro to US dollar is eyeing Eurozone CPI and non-farm payrolls data next. Technical forecasts for WC November 28, 2022. Gold ounce per US dollar, solidifies around key zone of technical support. Gold prices have returned to a zone of technical support and resistance around the key psychological handle of $1,750. Can bulls drive gold higher or will bears step in? US dollar technical forecast: Euro to US dollar, Pound sterling to US dollar to Canadian dollar, US dollar to Japanese yen. The US dollar's bullish trend remains on hold after setting a fresh 20-year high in September. October price action brought indecision into the mix, but so far, November has been a fast reversion as prices have pulled back. Bitcoin, BTC, Ethereum, ETH, weekly forecast: potential short-term bounce ahead. Bitcoin and Ethereum are both in the process of making notable technical formations that may lead to short-term breakouts. S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite Index technical outlook: looking for a bullish break. After a holiday-shortened week, the S&P 500 is at a crucial crossroads, a break above which could increase the chances that the medium-term weakness in U.S. equities is beginning to reverse. Japanese yen weekly forecast: 140 key for US dollar to Japanese yen ahead of US economic data. Technical analysis holds the 140.00 inflection point important for short-term directional bias for US dollar to Japanese yen.